Conversational AI, it's not science fiction anymore, right? It's everywhere. It's on our phones, in our homes, baked right into our search bars. But as these digital voices get smarter, they're not just giving us answers anymore. They're starting to offer companionship. And that, right there, presents us with this huge, profound choice about the future of our most basic human relationships.
So you got to ask yourself, when you're talking to an AI, what are you really looking for? Because honestly, your answer to that question is going to reveal whether this technology ends up being a helpful friend or a really, really cleverly disguised trap.
Think of it like this. We are standing at a fork in the road. I mean, right now. One path uses AI to substitute for real human connection. The other path uses AI to augment it, to make it better. And the path we choose, not just as a society, but as individuals, is going to have some massive implications.
Now, this whole trend, it's not happening in a vacuum. Not at all. AI companions are popping up right in the middle of a global loneliness epidemic. We've got studies showing that 60% of Americans feel lonely, and for teens, almost half report feeling persistently sad or hopeless. This huge, widespread sense of disconnection, well, it creates the perfect, fertile ground for a frictionless, always-on digital friend.
So let's walk down that first kind of darker path for a minute, the substitution trap. This is what happens when AI stops being a tool and starts becoming a stand-in for a person. And the long-term risks here are frankly incredibly serious.
And at the absolute heart of this trap is this psychological quirk that we all have. It's called the Eliza effect. See, our brains are just wired to see conversation and assume there's a human on the other end. So even when we consciously know it's just a program, we can't help but project feelings and intentions onto it. And that opens the door to forming these really powerful but ultimately artificial emotional bonds.
And listen, this is not some theoretical risk. This quote, it comes from a real user on a forum. They're describing the intense grief, real grief, that people felt when a simple software update completely changed their AI's personality. It's just a stark, sobering look at how fragile and, honestly, psychologically damaging these one-sided relationships can be.
And over time, when you outsource connection like this, it can lead to a real downward spiral. It can cause what's called empathy atrophy. Your ability to read other people kind of dulls, because an AI never has any needs of its own. It encourages a sort of cognitive laziness, because we're offloading our thinking. We risk developing this illusion of competence, where we feel skilled without actually doing the hard work. And all of that can lead to social withdrawal, because suddenly real, messy human relationships just start to feel way too difficult by comparison.
So why is losing these skills so dangerous? I mean, really, what's the big deal? Well, it turns out the genuine, messy, sometimes difficult human connection, it isn't just a nice to have. It is a fundamental biological imperative.
Just let this sink in for a second. A huge meta-analysis found that the mortality risk of being socially isolated is the same as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. That's more harmful than being physically inactive and literally twice as harmful as obesity. This isn't about our feelings anymore. We're talking about our physical survival.
I mean, the U.S. Surgeon General has issued a massive warning about this. Chronic loneliness directly jacks up your risk of heart disease, stroke, and dying prematurely by around 30%. There's no separating it. Our social lives are completely intertwined with our physical bodies.
But, and this is so important, here's the hopeful flip side. The power of positive connection is just as profound. That same body of research, it showed that people with strong social relationships have a 50% increased likelihood of survival. Connection isn't just nice, it's literally medicine. Okay, so this brings us to that second path, the much more hopeful one. This is what we're calling the augmentation bridge. This is where AI acts as a tool to enhance our human connections, not as a destination to replace them.
Think about it like this. For someone with, say, a motor impairment, or maybe a neurodivergent person who's trying to get their thoughts into a professional email, an LLM can be a life-changing communication tool. It's not replacing their voice, it's amplifying it. It's giving them a bridge to participate more fully in social and professional life. AI can also be like a scaffold for building real-world skills. For people who have social anxiety, an AI coach can be this private, totally non-judgmental space to practice those difficult conversations, to get some feedback, and to build up the confidence they need to go out and connect with actual people. The AI is the training ground, not the main event.
In this model, the AI becomes a collaborative thinking partner. It helps us sharpen our own ideas, clarify our thoughts, and find better ways to communicate them to other people. See the difference? The goal isn't to get the AI to think for us, it's to use the AI to help us think better.
And this is the crucial point. This future, it's not set in stone. It's not predetermined. The outcome depends entirely on the choices that we make, as individuals, as developers, as a whole society, starting right now, today.
So let's just lay the two paths out, side by side. On one side, substitution. That leads to more loneliness, your skills degrading, your critical thinking getting blunted. On the other side, augmentation. That can lead to less anxiety, better communication, and even enhanced creativity. The two potential futures really couldn't be more different.
So what can you actually do to stay on the healthier path? Okay, first, be mindful. Ask yourself, am I using this as a tool or am I treating it like a companion? Second, stay critical. Question everything. Verify what it tells you. Third, consciously use it to support your real connections. And above all, always prioritize the messy, beautiful, and absolutely essential work of relating to other human beings.
Because ultimately, it all just comes down to this one question. Is the AI you use a bridge to help you better connect with the world and the people in it, or is it becoming the destination itself? The choice really is yours, and that's the explainer.